Christian Sorum to serve. Norway on the left side of the screen in red. Brazil on the right. And an option to start things off here for Paulo Nicolai.
And that's also one of the reasons that Nicolai has received a lot of serves. Cottafava's passing, borderline perfect. Putting up Nicolai on 2. Harder to stop a guy on 2 than 3.
First ball to Christian Sorum's way. And right on cue, little baby line over the top of Paulo Nicolai.
Let's have a live count of how many shades of line Christian Sorum breaks out today. There's our first one, this just smooth high line.
Anders Mol going to toss up the jump serve. Cottafava out of the middle, chips towards the line. Waiting is Sorum. And then Sorum, the fast line there to start things out in transition.
2 shades of line from Christian Sorum. We have the high line, now we have the fast, sort of slimy line, not a full topspin on it. And another factor of this game, big key number 2 for me, the Anders Mol jump serve. That was a big source of points last night against George and Andre, already a source of points today.
That jump serve into the net, but I agree. He had some extra pop on the ball yesterday, and it was very consistent. And when you see him back at the service line going to hit a jump serve, some cold sweats perhaps coming on your side of the net. Two all. This jump serve heading towards Christian Sorum. Anders Mol just a little long on that option attempt.
I like the idea from Mol, and I think that's something we're going to see a little bit more of today is his options. Is when Christian gets in a little bit of a side-out rut, which can happen from time to time, I'm going to expect Anders to be trying to bail him out, trying to take over this match a little bit more than he did yesterday.
This jump serve goes long. Good leave from Mol.
And Nicolai, we talked about it a lot in yesterday's broadcast. His jump serve is a bit feast or famine. I would love to see him just have an 80%er and hitting spots, kind of similar to how Jake Gibb did it.
Float serve moving on Cottafava. He comes out of the middle. Good swat there at the net from Mol, but it's out of reach for Sorum to kind of collect that one.
That's an excellent fast shot from Cottafava. Remember, shots are not just about the height with which you're hitting it, but the speed. If he hits that any slower, that's going to be a controlled soft block from Anders and a good opportunity for Norway, but he's able to snap it and sort of zing it off the hands of Anders.
We'll switch sides. Italy coming over to what it seems like the good side. We got some flags kind of blowing this way, so probably a touch of wind coming this way, and an ace for Cottafava, cross-court ripper.
Fearless serve from Sam Cottafava. The unexpected wrist away, catching Anders by surprise a little bit.
Cottafava again, this time controlled better from Mol. And a little sand shark there from Mol, but blocks and gets covered. Chicken wing dig from Sam. Another chance here for Mol. And the deep seam swing there from Anders Mol.
The body control for Anders to get stuck right there, and he's so smart, able to just recycle it off the block. And then how about this dig from Cottafava, the chicken wing? And then Anders, second time of asking, on the money. Just a remarkable play.
Sand sharks everywhere, even here in Gstaad on the sand. They come up and grab you. Good pass. Jump set from Paulo Nicolai. There's a little craftsmanship here from Italy.
At the beginning of last year, Italy was taking 9s, taking 13s, in danger of being back in the qualifiers of challenge events. They debuted their little jump set, a lot of options at the Hamburg Elite 16. How they do? Well, they got their first win over Anders and Christian there, ended up making the finals. And so that jump set has been a reliable weapon for them.
And there is a little famine serve from Paulo Nicolai. And, you know, what a luxury for this Italian team to have stellar side-out options with speed and tempo, and then you sprinkle in a little jump set, and what a nightmare it is to defend them. This time the option is dug. Sorum's trying to swipe into Paulo Nicolai's block, but he finds nothing in a big monster block
It's the right idea from Sorum. He's just trying to recycle this to have it covered. But Nicolai does such a good job of swiping it deep and away from the awaiting cover of Anders.
Little hybrid serve, catching Mole a little off guard. And doesn't matter. Off the net, no block. Anders Mole bringing the pain.
That swing is crazy from Anders Mole. Well off the net, and he's almost step closing backwards. Watch his step close. It's abbreviated, almost going back well off the net, and still having enough power to beat Cottafava. I love this camera angle. Just want to make sure everyone knows that.
The short serve. It's a tight ball. Joust one from Cottafava, but chance here for Mole. And similarly, Cottafava sliding into the middle. Leaves open the angle for the kill.
Just more savvy ball control from Anders. Doesn't try to win the joust, just brings it right back to himself. Phenomenal pass, backs up, step close. That is just scramble play 101.
We talked about the importance of coverage here at the highest level. And Anders Mole showing us how it's done with the body control and the fans' little dance to go along with it.
Do they have dance classes out here in Europe? How does every fan know exactly what to do?
Here we go, this ball a little off the net. No one up for Paolo Nicolai. He tries to swipey into the cross court, but finds the net.
And that, my friend, Kyle friend, is my big key number 3. The error rate for Italy. So Italy, in spite of having a tremendous tournament so far, their only 2 losses coming to Sweden in 3, they have hit 11 more errors than their opponents have this tournament. If they can keep the ball in play, if they can be smart, if they can be responsible, they're going to put themselves in a good position to win, but the errors can add up.
Jump serve here from Mole. Tempo outside, Cottafava, nicely done, slaps it around the block of Anders Mole.
I remember when Italy hosted the World Championships in Rome, and that was Cottafava's really first time on this big stage with Jacob Windisch, and I was wondering how he would do. And he performed well at those World Championships, and he's just fearless of the best blocker who's ever played.
Cottafava there patiently. He's going to have a turn in transition. Fast line on the run is Sorum. And Sorum up the dome of Cottafava. Paolo Nicolai, this ball still up. Oh, and standing at the net. Paolo Nicolai only gets a hand on it, but that's a kill and a scrappy rally earned for the Volley Vikings.
Really good opportunity for Italy. It's these plays that Norway specializes in, these long rallies where the longer you play it out, the more it's going to regress to the mean of the better defensive team, and that for 6 straight years has been Norway.
9-8, Norway with a 1-point lead. Float serve to Nicolai. He goes to the line. Both Norway players are there. What a pickup from Cottafava. This ball's still up. Sorum a second chance and a little beautiful cut shot from Christian Sorum.
I want to rewind that back to Anders with his backwards poke shot. This one right here. So he hangs and sort of fakes out and then goes the other way. And Cottafava wasn't fooled. The fact that he got that up and forced Norway to attack again is tremendous play from Cottafava.
Yeah, and they earned another free ball after that little reverse pokey. 2-point lead here for Norway. Nicolai looking for some hands, doesn't find it. He sends that one long.
That's another error for Italy, and a lot of these errors are unforced on the stat sheet that I label shots altered by the block and defense of Anders Mole and Christian Sorum, and Nicolai just tries to go too high with that one, out of the reach of Anders, ends up sending it long.
Serve heading back Nicolai's way. This ball stays in the net, keeps it alive, and there's an efficient line shot. Good work from Nicolai to reset.
Those are the plays that Italy needs to make. These scramble plays, a fantastic set from Cottafava, just lobbing up Nicolai in system despite the pass going into the net.
Float serve handled perfectly from Sorum. And what do you know? Back to the line. Third different line shot we've seen.
All right, we're 21 points in. We're halfway through our third set. We have 3 shades of line from Christian Sorum. This one just a little bit more topspin on it.
We'll go into our technical timeout. Norway up 12-9, and like you said, Travis, just a few too many unforced errors. And again, you have to keep in mind the block of Anders Mol affecting some of these shots. And of course, when you're playing such a good blocking defense team like Norway, you feel the presence of Anders up there all the time.
And this team reminds me in so many ways of Kristen Nuss and Taryn Kloth, where you're not going to look at the side-out numbers of Anders and Christian and think, oh, clearly they're the best team of the last 6 years. Their side-out is above average for sure, but not worldly dominant. Where they are dominant is on defense. They just keep the pressure on and keep the pressure on. They force you to make perfect shots, and you try to keep it perfect, and you'll miss one here, and you miss an angle swing there, and all of a sudden you find yourself down 3 despite not playing bad volleyball.
Yeah, and then you throw in Anders Mol maybe collecting 3 or 4 blocks in a blink of an eye. There we go, out of technical timeout. Italy down just 3. Mol opting for the float serve. He goes short to Nicolai. Cross court, sliding to the pocket is Sorum. Nicolai, second chance, and he chips line, and swatting it is Mol away from Sorum, who was on the run to collect.
And that's one of those unlucky breaks. Sorum is all over this line shot, and Anders, can you be too big? Can you jump too high? You asked that question yesterday. That's one of those situations where it's just, we'll call that a first world problem in beach volleyball. I jump too high.
Float serve, Trickler. Good work from Mol to collect it. Oh, unreal. Looking angle and somehow bringing that ball back to the line. What a play.
I love the unspoken chemistry here from Norway, where they both know if it's a short serve, it's going to be a small, fast pass to a small, fast set. Anders ready for the little tempo play, keeping Italy on their heels.
Sorum out of the middle. Service pressure staying on Paolo Nicolai. Paolo Nicolai, okay. How about the high heat there from the big man?
And that's exactly where Nicolai thrived yesterday for a set and a half against Sweden. Those high, deep swings. I don't care if you're Anders Mol, the greatest blocker in the world. That's not able to be touched by anyone.
Jump serve, Cottafava trying to snap it in, will it in, but it goes long.
I like it from Cottafava. His jump serve has been consistent. It's been dangerous. It's been a source of points. I think that he shouldn't let that miss bother him at all.
Mol float serve deep on Nicolai. Nicolai wants it out wide. Oh, how about that soft touch from Paolo Nicolai.
Well, Karch Karai, baby cutty here from Paolo Nicolai. And this one he just sort of punches. He doesn't even wrap his hand over top of it. Just a little float serve baby line. Beautiful. That baby line or a cut shot?
I guess it's more of a cut. It doesn't go right over Anders. Either way, it's beautiful. Sorum takes a look. This time, sees the 4 block and speeds up that arm for the kill.
And throughout the weekend, we haven't seen Christian really unload on one. Doesn't unload on one here, but that's the first little pop we've seen from Christian.
Just goes to show you how creative you can be. You don't need to hit the ball hard every time. Your shoulder will thank you in 10 years. Here's Cottafava from the right. Cottafava down the line, but Sorum is there. Oh, and looking for the cut. I think it gets gobbled up there by Paolo Nicolai.
You know, when in doubt, as a blocker, I'm always biased. Give the blocker the stat. Just give it to Paolo. We'll see here if he gets a hand on it. Just misses it. So Sorum's cutting was the right idea, just tries to go too sharp with it. And just as I mentioned that Anders creates shots altered, Paolo Nicolai alters that shot, gets the error for it.
Yes, Paolo Nicolai standing at 6'8" out there. Anders Mol 6'7", so very similar in heights. That serve from Cottafava a little long. Again, this wind on that far side, I think is just blowing a touch. Might be pulling that ball a little long.
And Cottafava going with the float serve. And I think if you're going with a more conservative float, it's extra important to keep those ones in bounds. That one's a tough miss for him to swallow.
Mol tossing up the jump serve, bringing the heat down the line. Oh, what a beautiful set from Paolo Nicolai and off the block of Anders Mol.
And Cottafava gets the kill here. But Paolo Nicolai with an excellent assist. Watch this right here. He fakes the option, gets Anders to freeze, and Anders is late to the net, gets the tool swing. Excellent from Italy.
Sometimes all it takes is just a split second to be a little late. Tough float serve down the line, handled well. Deep seam swing, it's touch, it's got to come back. Another chance here for Sorum. And the pull defense sliding over, and Christian Sorum using the vision, too good.
And Sorum, one of his strengths is his ability to mix up the timing when he actually hits the ball on the jump. He hits this one on the way down, sees Paolo Nicolai pulling. When he sees it, he just gets that extra pace on it.
17-14. The Vikings up 3. Nicolai coming in for an inside set. Fast swing, catching Mole on the way up there.
Nicolai again doing a nice job staying high, keeping Anders' block out of play. Now, Anders had 0 blocks in the first set yesterday against George and Andre, and he's one of those players that he just collects his data, and when he starts getting blocks, he gets them in bunches.
Short float serve. Mole's aggressive. He wants it out wide. Oh, my. How about that left hand from Paolo Nicolai to secure the block?
Fantastic move from Nicolai because he's leaning into the angle. Watch him lean angle and keep this left hand planted firmly in the line. Such good independent hands from Paolo Nicolai.
16-17. Italy take one back. Another short serve, this time to Sorum. Sorum takes a look, and somehow, I don't know how he knows that that is available just around that inside left hand.
I'd like to inspect Christian Sorum's sunglasses. If there's some sort of Terminator-type vision in there that just lets him know when to execute certain things. He's just such a wizard.
Mole, little hybrid jump there. And that's a fast, I want to call it a high line, Travis, but that is a down line in the back part of the court.
It is just a dunk straight over the top of Anders Mole. Watch the impact point of this. That is so high. That's over the antenna and straight over Anders, right on the back line. Perfection.
Not sure how you're supposed to defend that. So good. And we switch sides entering in to crunch time here, 17-18. Anders Mole taking a crack, and he finds the block. What patience at the net from Paolo Nicolai.
2 blocks in the last 3 points for Paolo Nicolai. Just perfect hands. Again, such a good, strong press into the angle, and Italy has come all the way back.
We talked about Mole collecting data. Nicolai also collecting some data and securing some late blocks here. 18 apiece. Ooh, and Nicolai putting that one in the net, giving Norway a break.
That is an important break for Norway. An interesting choice, I think, for Nicolai to go back at Sorum as well, had he put that serve over the net.
Nicolai again, little tempo outside. The heater right at the face of Sorum, and he can't control it.
Almost with the self-preservation dig for Christian Sorum. Now, this match is trending in the direction of Italy. I think if Italy is able, if they win this point, they win the set.
Cottafava moving to the right side, testing that wind. Snapping again to Mole. Down the line. A thing of beauty from Anders Mole.
Anders got blocked going into the angle on the last time. Italy going right back to that angle defense. Nicolai set up a little bit early. Cottafava moving late into the line. That's a beautiful swing.
So tough to defend. A thing of beauty. The approach and swing. And now set point number 1 here for Norway. Deep serve to Cottafava. And Cottafava, calm, cool, and collected with a beautiful angle cut.
How smooth is this play from Cottafava? Norway pushes him way back, lengthening that approach and that little wrist away. That is delicious.
All tied up again. Trouble from Sorum. That ball comes through the net out of bounds. Huge ace for Paolo Nicolai.
And the last 3 earned points for Italy have come off the hands of Paolo Nicolai, be it a block, another block, or now an ace. And that'll bring our first set point for the Italians.
Paolo Nicolai wanting to change balls. Didn't like the way that one felt.
He didn't feel it. There wasn't a point in that one. Had to switch it up.
No, he's going to find the point in this one. Set point now for Italy. Here's Sorum to stay alive. Cottafava sliding in the angle to win the set. Samuele Cottafava, they get it. What a turn of momentum here for Italy. You said it, Travis. Italy was trending in the right direction.
Norway was just trying to survive the end of that set, and I love the boldness of that move from Cottafava. This is an angle block. Cottafava goes on his own read, doubles up into the angle, scoops and delivers. Set 1, Italy.
There's the emotion. Cottafava knows how valuable any set you can get off the Volley Vikings, let alone taking that first set. Unbelievable work just to stay in the zone, stay patient, waiting for your opportunity to pounce. It's exactly what they did late in that game. Couple big blocks from Paolo Nicolai, 22-20. There's a look. Even look, a few more errors from Italy here, 7-2, but 4 big blocks from big Paolo Nicolai.
Nicolai atoning for what has been a rash of errors for Italy. 7 is not a small number. A third of Norway's points came off of freebies from Italy, and yet they still win the set 22-20 because Nicolai went out and had a dominant performance. He outblocked the best blocker in the world 4-0. And like you said, they've only beat Norway 1 time. That came in the Hamburg Elite 16 semifinals early last fall. Can they do it again?
Well, they're on a good path here. 1-0 on the board. We'll start set number 2. Oh, and right where he left off, Paolo Nicolai turning those hands back into the court for a monster blocked point 1 here in set 2.
And to earn points on exceptional beach volleyball teams, a lot of times you have to do unusual things. Another double up into the angle. Cottafava planted in the angle. Nicolai reaches into the angle and gets the block.
Miss serve there from Cottafava. One all on the board. Sorum goes back to serve. Down the middle, both Italian players going after this. This is a little bit tight. Another good recovery. Free ball here. A little bit of a mistake from Cottafava, and he gets paid. He punishes them.
And sometimes when you're semi-frozen out in serve receive, as Sam has been, you look for any way to score. That's ill-advised with the bump over on 2. Credit to Norway for capitalizing.
Option back towards the line with control. Just purposeful touch and placement there from Paolo Nicolai.
I've been so impressed with the options of Paolo Nicolai this weekend. He has picked his spots well, and he has executed almost flawlessly on 2.
Nicolai with the jump serve, a little extra heat on that one. This creates an off ball, but a pretty darn good set from Anders Mol. And again, Christian Sorum over his shoulder, doesn't even see the block, still finds a point.
I think you could put Christian Sorum backwards and blindfolded, and he'd find a way to see something on the court. He's just this little slimy seam for the kill.
That float serve attack from Sorum that is so creative and crafty. He earns so many points that way, but credit to Anders for getting that ball up to the net. Cottafava, little tempo out wide, and a icy cut shot there from Cottafava.
It was just a buttery cut from Sam Cottafava. Norway has been blocking him angle and angle and angle, potentially setting up something for later, but Cottafava delivering right now.
Jump serve down the middle. And looking for the little line sliver is Sorum, but he misjudges it and puts it in the net.
Might have hung just a little bit too long, clipped this on his way down and trying to go too sharp. Now, 2 inches higher, it's a perfect kill for Sorum, and so I'd expect him to keep going right back to that line that was so successful yesterday and has been successful today.
Little hybrid here from Cottafava. This set getting pushed out wide for Christian Sorum, and line judge couldn't see it. No call, but the up referee did see it as that lands in just on the line.
5 shades of line from Christian Sorum. Here's our first poke line from Christian, and he couldn't walk under the net and put that in a better spot himself.
That couldn't be any closer. What touch there from Sorum. Jump set, no, excuse me, option there, and it's dug from Sorum, but into the net, and it kind of hits the top, and that's the last place you want it to hit. It kind of drops down.
And you can see the frustration all over Anders' face, just putting his head to the sky. This is a tough play for a blocker to make because it's so fast. You never know how the ball's going to come down from the net. Tries to clip it as it's going by. He could make that play 9 times out of 10.
5-4 Italy. Nice jump serve with pace. Mol to take a swing, and I believe that ball is long. Hard to see from our angle, but good lead from Cottafava, who was over there in the vicinity.
And somehow Anders misses both Italian players. Nicolai diving line, Cottafava sprinting line, doing his best just to get out of the way. 6-4 lead Italy.
That jump serve out of bounds for Paolo Nicolai.
I don't know the last time we've seen Nicolai put 2 jump serves in a row.
Yeah, that's not a good statistic, I don't think. Not when you're blocking and playing defense kind of like they are right now. You got to trust the block defense. Of course you want to be aggressive, but you got to trust your block D. Good jump serve there. Nicolai stabbing with the left is Sorum. He gets an overpass, but it's blocked from Anders Mol. Anders Mol grabbing that right knee, maybe a little knee-to-knee action under the net.
One of the only plays in which you can get hurt as a beach volleyball player is these under-the-net interactions where your knees can collide or potentially Anders coming down on someone's foot. He's walking it off right now, just a little gimpy with the knee. And Anders has had a brief history of injuries. Saying he's okay, crowd giving its appreciation, but as a reminder, Anders and Christian had to take a couple months off, let Anders' foot recover after he broke it earlier in the year. The fact that he's back already playing at this level shows how superhuman he is. For most people, that's a minimum of a 6-month recovery before they can just start lightly doing exercise again. He's playing world-class beach volleyball.
Jump serve from Mol. The knee looks okay. This set a little high for Cottafava, and we have a touch off the block. Nice work from Cottafava to find some hands.
And potentially a fortunate break there for Italy. I don't think Cottafava was necessarily hunting for high hands. I think that was a mishit going into the angle, and fortunate that Anders reached in the way he did.
Outside to Sorum. And the softest little baby line there from Christian Sorum.
6 shades of line is the count, if anybody's counting back home with us. Just such a nice touch. And as a blocker, it's just so tantalizing. Just if you don't trim your fingernails, you might get a piece of that.
Like Nicolai can feel that ball go right by his fingertips, but 2 times, right over the top, and then almost on the below he gets the dig there, but it's too good from Sorum. 7-all. Jump set, a.k.a. the jump snap, holding the hands up and then snapping it through.
And that's another good break for Italy because both Norwegian players were there. Anders gets caught on the way up, but if he had gotten out of the way, Christian would have been all over it. Italy's sort of surviving right now. A lot of these balls are going to eventually go the way of Norway if they keep playing with that kind of fire.
Another missed serve for Paolo Nicolai. At what point, Travis, do you change it up? Just go to the float serve.
It's so hard to say because with a team like Norway, if you're just putting in muffins of float serves, it's going to come back your way. But I would like to see Nicolai become the more conservative server of the two, keep it in bounds, and let Cottafava take some rips. Cottafava's been more consistently aggressive.
Oh, and Anders Mol aggressive on the serve and gets rewarded with the tape ace.
And just as the end of that first set was trending Italy's way, I think that this has been trending Norway's way. They just haven't been able to make these plays that are just getting sort of unlucky touches. Now, I think that the storm is coming.
Another jump serve. Great pass from Cottafava. The set a little inside. He goes for the jumbo. Good turn. Oh, what a hand set for Anders Mol. Another chance, though, for Cottafava. The tempo. And pokey jumbo goes long. What a rally, but a break for Norway.
And this is what I mean. All these little plays had been going Italy's way. They've just been getting a random touch here, a slight miss there. That's one that Anders had just been getting a fingernail, a light touch on. These are the errors that are going to start mounting for Italy if they don't clean up their past set.
10-8 Norway. Heavy jump serve again. Pretty good pass from Paolo Nicolai. And Paolo Nicolai over the top into the angle.
Such a smart shot from Nicolai. Can we get Nicolai a sponsorship with a touch of gray? You can just tell how wise he is. Just that little salt and pepper beard. He just looks smarter when you just get that little sprinkle in there.
Oh, jumps her down the line, creates an overpass. And you talked about Samuele Cottafava staying aggressive with his serve, and there's a good look at it.
His serves, he hasn't been totally unloading, but he's been hitting his spots so well. This is the second ace he has on Anders going down his line. The first one was an angle to angle, this one line to line, an exceptionally difficult serve to hit, but Cottafava has it.
Line to line again, but in a better spot is Mol. Mol looking for the jumbo from his knees. Cottafava keeps it alive. And Cottafava with the right hand, but it goes long. Oh, he had an opportunity.
Nicolai was going with the handset. Watch this from Paolo Nicolai here. He's going to go with the side handset after a oh, don't rewind it that fast. So he was going to go with this side handset, thought better of it. Because Cottafava got called on 3 lifts yesterday, goes with the bump set, ends up being pretty nice. And Cottafava actually has a nice touch with his opposite hand, right hand. Was the right shot, just sent it a little bit long.
The minute it left his hand, I thought it was good for sure. Just a touch long as we go into our technical timeout. 11-10. Norway's up, and the fans here in Gstaad have begun the Viking volley chant.
How cool is this? We're not even in Norway. This is the impact that Anders and Christian have had on this sport, where fans in Switzerland, with no relation to Norway, are doing the Viking clap for Anders and Christian. There's just not enough good words to say about who they are as players, who they are as people, the impact that they've made on this sport. And you'll see, even if Italy wins, I guarantee the first words out of Paolo Nicolai's mouth will be about how good Anders and Christian are and the impact they've made on this sport.
Ton of respect for the Vikings and Italy, all the athletes out here on the sand. And you gotta respect that cut shot. Consistently finding the touch there is Samuele Cottafava.
It is so fun to watch young players come into their own at this elite level of the Beach Pro Tour, and that's exactly what Sam Cottafava has done. A couple years ago, you might have thought, all right, it's a good draw. You got a veteran with a young rook. Cottafava is now at the elite level with the best of them.
Mol casually keeping that ball high in front of his face, perfectly placed.
I love the way that Italy has been switching it up. They've been going about 70-30 at Sorum to Mol. At just the right time, they've been switching it up. Probably going to switch back to Sorum now that Anders is in a rhythm.
12-11. Anders Mol getting set. Jump serve here, and Paolo Nicolai playing a little dodgeball to get out of the way of that one.
Anders frustrated, hasn't quite gotten that jump serve going on a consistent basis, but I think he needs to keep going with it because at the moment, dig and transition, not a huge part of Norway's match so far.
Here is Sorum going to the cross court. Good scoop from Cottafava, and Sorum patiently letting that one go wide.
Perfectly, but good positioning from Sam Cottafava. Just couldn't quite get it high enough to keep it on his own side.
Yeah, a little extra pace on that swing from Sorum, going away from the line shot. And the option again, just picking his times perfectly.
Just such a smart play from Paolo Nicolai, and it is so tempting for players just to wind up and try to crank those swings when the easy play is right in front of Nicolai, and he's making the easy plays.
Sorum takes a look and hits a little scud right up the seam. Nobody home for Italy.
That seam has been the well so far for Christian Sorum. I know we talked a lot about his line, but he has been going back to the seam, and what that does is it opens up the line. And we haven't seen one cut shot yet from Christian Sorum. He's just been going line and seam and the occasional sharp angle swing.
14-13 now. Well, trying to find the rhythm at the service line. Puts a good one in there. Soft shot. What a pickup from Mole, but it gets pushed wide. Nice second effort, though, from the Viking blocker.
Watching Cottafava's offensive routes are so fun. He runs this like a middle blocker, just picking that out of the hands of Paolo Nicolai and just swiping it on the way up.
Oh, and Mole had plenty of time to get there on that ball, but able to control the poke shot. Fans rattling.
No one's directing these
Central
fans.
court.
This is awesome.
Here we go. Jump serve here. A little hybrid. Cottafava. Oh, good touch from Cottafava as he slide to that sharp angle, but it's a kill for Mole.
Italy now still searching for a source of points. As a reminder, at the end of that first set, it was Paolo Nicolai blocking Anders Mole that ended up pushing them into the lead and ended up sealing that win for them. Anders more consistent on offense in this second set, and Italy having a tough time earning points.
Cottafava out of the middle, and a little slice and dice back towards the line.
Such a wide range of attacks does Cottafava have, and such a wide range of sets and tempos does he have with his attacks, but that starts with his passing. You can't run a dynamic offense like that if you're not passing perfect, and he has kept the ball in front. Nicolai able to set him everything.
Sorum's going to have a turn from the left, and Paolo Nicolai getting a little stuck there at the net, and late decision to pull.
I think Nicolai, it was a late decision to pull, but he sort of gets stuck in no man's land early, and Sorum sees that and knows that that shot's going to be available. That one, he's made a lot of very difficult shots, and you wonder how in the world did he see that. That one of the easier decisions he's had to make.
Cross-court float to Paolo Nicolai. And good patience from Sorum. Nobody up for Sorum. He can't bring enough heat for the kill. Cottafava's going to have a turn. And off the hands goes Cottafava using that vision.
Another super smooth shot from Sam Cottafava, and another example of you can hit it high all you want, but if you don't put that pace on it, that's either coming right back down or it's going to be a playable soft block.
Yeah, and so impressed with the calmness of Samuel Cottafava inside out and in transition, just picking his spots. Good pace on that serve. And finally, a block there for Paolo Nicolai on Christian Sorum, who seems to have been just perfect in this set.
And when did Paolo Nicolai get all of his blocks in that first set? Towards the end. When does he get his first in this second set? Towards the end, as Italy retakes the lead at 17-16.
This ball to Mole. And Mole cranks one to the cross court. Lots of space over there.
Nicolai makes a double move here. Starts with his arms in the line and shifts back. Watch Nicolai. He starts line, makes a late move into the angle. Even if he starts angle, that is such a high swing.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough ball to touch. But my first thought when that ball went over the net, Travis, was how come that ball didn't go back to Sorum after getting blocked? Either way, it's a point for Norway. We're all tied up 17 apiece. The set over. Oh, Sorum's all over it. What does he have in return? Just a little flat shot to the cross court.
Sam had that go down 3 times in a row yesterday against Sweden. This one, that's just not the time to do it. You got Nicolai siding out at an exceptional rate in this one. It's 17-17. You have the momentum. I think you got to feed the horse on that one.
If they lose this set, you better believe St. Cottafava going to be thinking about that play. We'll switch sides here. 18-17 Norway. Oh, and it turns into an ace compound effect here. A 2-point lead now for Norway.
That's one of those plays that you wonder if it's going to bleed into the next one. And sure enough, back-to-back earned points for Norway when they were on the ropes. Gives them now a comfortable 19-17 lead, and Italy's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, one play, turn the momentum here, giving them a 2-point advantage. What would happen if you just set Paolo Nicolai there on that ball instead of going over onto? And credit to the Volley Vikings for doing their homework, scouting that previous match, knowing Samuel Cottafava likes to do that. Like you said, scored 3 times. They were not going to let that drop.
And what's funny is, ill-advised as that might have been at the time, I have to admire the courage of Cottafava to try it out anyway. I mean, how many young players do you know would take the ball out of one of the best players of all time's hands and say, you know what, I got this, Paolo. And again, he was 3 for 3 yesterday against Sweden. You can't say that it's not an effective play. It just might not have been the right time to do it, especially because yesterday it was a bailout when Nicolai was struggling. Nicolai not struggling in this one.
Right. And again, I respect the confidence. What it tells me when I see that play from Cottafava is that he is confident right now in his game, even though it gets dug. You're not making that play unless you're feeling it. So, back to action here. Norway starting to feel it, though, is the problem for Italy as they're up 2. Another dropper on Nicolai. Oh, and fast hand fastball just underneath the block.
Frustration mounting for Anders Mol has been limited at the net. And you said it, Kyle, the speed with which Nicolai hit that ball, not necessarily the pace on the ball, but the speed of his arm swing caught Anders on the way up.
Oh my, and that serve so close to landing in. Immediate challenge, and Anders Mol pointing to the ground saying that ball is in.
What a serve from Paolo Nicolai, finding that deep corner, going with the float serve, keeping the pressure on him. Now it's 19-19 is your score. It's not 20-18.
It's a huge serve for Nicolai. Can you throw up another one? Ball passed well. Sorum cross court. That's the hardest ball we've seen from Christian Sorum all day.
And in my head, I was thinking, how is Italy going to try to stop the line attack? And instead, Sorum surprises me with a sharp angle swing, putting some heat on it, giving Norway their first set point.
Jump serve from Mol. Cottafava out of the middle and just slaps it again off the block of Anders Mol.
And it looked almost like some indecision at the net for Anders. Does he go that extreme line, just sort of hangs that left hand in the seam instead of going that big lateral move we've known from him?
Floats her back to Sorum. Perfect rhythm. There's the slimy line. We were waiting for it, and it comes back out late.
And what opens that up is that sharp angle swing. Now Paolo Nicolai has to respect it, leans a little angle, and Sorum says, thank you, I'll have that.
Set point number 2 now for Norway. Paolo Nicolai to stay alive. Good cover here. Jump set. And Sorum is there. And Sorum for the set. And he chips a little rainbow jumbo to drop in, and Norway hold on here in set number 2 and take it 22-20.
I wonder if Cottafava's caught off guard by the jump set here instead of the option. Doesn't get up super fast, doesn't have a step close, and his only option was just that line shot right into Sorum's lap. And how about the poise? Cool, calm, and collected for the set from Christian Sorum.
A big-time cover and turn and burn there for the Volley Vikings, who held on to take that second set 22-20, losing that first one 22-20. So a little role reversal here from both teams as we take a look at our statistics. Glaring number, Travis, 12 errors on the side of Italy.
12 errors, and I think it's a good sign for Norway that they were able to steal a set despite still just one total block from Anders Mol. It's not often you're going to see him only have one block and they're still going to win a set, because that's their biggest source of points.
Yeah, and credit to Italy for keeping Anders out of the game. You know, it's so difficult to do when you have a player, one of the best blockers of all time, up at the net, to be able to control the ball, to keep it away from him. And sometimes we talked about this yesterday. You play a team who has a massively good blocker, try to beat the defender, not the blocker, trying to keep him out of the way. Exactly what Italy is doing there. But it's a blank slate here in a race to 15. And off the chest, does that serve go possibly out of bounds? Either way, it's an ace for Cottafava.
Cottafava putting that lefty funk on it. Lefties are good for one weird point per set.
Another good serve, but passed just perfectly from Mol. And Anders Mol climbing the invisible ladder and tagging the buckle there.
And the reaction from Paolo Nicolai says it all. He just shrugs his shoulders and says, don't worry about it. This one hits the end line and the sideline over top Nicolai. It's just, it's insane.
Unbelievable. What a rep. 1-all. Paolo Nicolai out wide and just slice and dice down the line for the kill.
Haven't seen this one from Nicolai. He wraps his hand over top the ball, but he's able to create complete side spin. That's how deceptive he was with that swing.
And Paolo Nicolai opting for the baby jump serve there, but just doesn't have enough on it.
I think he's got to put the jump serve away. He was able to get that ace with the float serve at the end of that second set. The jump serve, it just isn't there. When it is there, it's a huge weapon for Nicolai, but it can be such a loose cannon sometimes, and right now it's not available.
And especially when Cottafava is hitting the jump serve so well. Nicolai wants the tempo back. He shoots line, Sorum's there. This set a little inside. What a left-handed scoop from Cottafava. Free ball, though, for Norway. And Anders Mol gets the kill. Left out a little frustration on the net, but it's a kill regardless.
I'm curious what Mol is frustrated with himself on this play. This is a hard ball to pass, and he passes it perfectly, and then it hits a perfect swing, and he's frustrated. Like I said at the beginning of the match, an angry Anders Mol. I don't want to be on the other side. I don't want to be those boys in green on the other side of the net of an angry Anders Mol.
Hybrid serve out of bounds, and if he wasn't angry before, he's definitely angry after that missed serve.
I like the idea of the hybrid serve. Those are so difficult to read when you have that top spin toss and then you take it out by flattening it and hitting a float serve. It just makes the ball move so wicked.
Oh, and a little dart to the cross court there from Christian Sorum. Haven't seen that sharpness yet in this match.
And I think if you're Cottafava, this is an okay swing to leave and let Sorum hit that as often as he wants, because that's the first time we've seen it. We're 7 points in the third set. You have to play the percentages, take his tendencies. That's not the tendency right now.
Well, Nicolai finds the block, and there is a look of relief on the face of Anders Mol.
And Anders says, finally gets his block, and that is way up there. That's not even a bad swing from Nicolai. Just thanking the volley gods for allowing him his second block of the match.
Deep float, pushing Nicolai to the end of the line, and then Nicolai fading away, landing by the antenna into the pole, but gets the kill down the line.
Anders sort of baiting him into that swing, just doesn't take the full extreme line. Nicolai doing a nice job of finding the weak part of Anders' hand.
4, serving 5. Another good pass from Sorum. Cross court and off the right bicep of Cottafava. Gets the ball up, but it's way too far away for Pal Nicolai to collect.
And Sorum again going angle here. Cottafava rather, is in a good position. Sometimes the net, it does the offense some favors, and that one just sort of ticks it away and up out of the platform with Cottafava.
We'll switch sides here. Norway holding on to a 2-point lead. Oh, Nicolai, again, same kind of play as we just saw. The shoot to the pin, and then the smash down the line.
And that's a great block from Anders Mol. You're leaving Nicolai with the hardest percentage shot to hit, and he takes it. I think that's just an exceptional play from Nicolai.
Not a lot of room to work with there for Pal Nicolai. Another good serve. Joust at the net, good recovery from Norway. And Anders Mol trying to be a little too crafty. Going to work it back towards the line, not a lot of room.
And the frustration just mounting for Anders. You can see it all over the body language. And again, this play starts with an exceptional serve from Cottafava. A really nice small ball touch from Anders Mol, but it starts with the serve from Cottafava, gets him out of system, gets him scrambling, and Italy gets the error in the point.
Italy beginning to apply a bit more pressure. Oh, and that serve into the net. Cottafava has been so consistent in this match.
I think that's an okay miss. He's going right for that same serve that has given Anders some trouble all match long. I'm okay with that miss.
Nice high pass from Pal Nicolai. Pal Nicolai on the back line. Everyone holding their breath before that one dropped.
The jumbo middle, the old jiddle. All right, Paolo.
Sometimes doesn't need to be perfect. To find the court, 7-all. Oh, that's a good float serve. Down the line, and Cottafava is there, but it's too sharp from Christian Sorum.
And Sorum again mixing up the timing when he actually hits this ball during his jump. He's almost back on the ground when he just sort of swipes this down.
That flat swing, no one does it better than Sorum. Jump serve here from Mol. Takes a little bit off, keeps it in play. It's a tight ball. Cottafava somehow gets his hands on it. And Sorum looking for that flat swing and doesn't find anything. And Mol is going to have a conversation with that referee about that handset.
We might get another look at the set here where Cottafava is completely parallel with the net and sort of side sets it. Now, it comes out perfect, but that's not what Anders is arguing. He's arguing that it was a lift. I think when it comes out that clean, I'm okay with letting the boys play, let it go, as our crowd was singing.
Yep.
I'm all right with the no call.
Mol, a chance to reset, and he does. Little fist pump, securing the high line kill.
Judging by Nicolai's reaction, I think that was supposed to be an angle block with Cottafava funneling into the line. And I think Cottafava just made a read, doubled up. It's worked out a number of times. Not on that one.
Oh, Nicolai out wide. Oh, no question about that swing, bringing the Thunder down on the line.
And this is a situation where the speed offense pays off because this is a block that Mol, it's tight enough where he could grab it, but because he wasn't fully out into the line, didn't have time to go get it, Nicolai takes advantage.
9-all. Service pressure staying on Anders Mol. Off the hands, ricocheting off both players of Italy. Anders Mol continuing to side out.
Nicely done from Mol. Both teams in a nice side-out rhythm right now. I think what's going to decide this match is the serving of Cottafava and Anders Mol. Who can get the other team out of system on a more consistent basis?
10-9. Sneaky little float serve that drops. Good recovery from Italy and a wise, crafty veteran play from Paolo Nicolai.
Just a touch of gray from Paolo Nicolai. Another wise play from the Silver Fox. He has no chance at this one if he tries to keep it and bounce. Brilliant stuff from the big Italian.
I'm going to trademark that, I think, Travis. The touch of gray. Paolo Nicolai.
Paolo, I'm working for you. I'm trying to get you a sponsorship out here, brother.
Hey, beach volleyball players, we need the sponsorships. We're all about the sponsorships. We'll switch sides 10-all. It's a race to 5 points. Anders Mol finding a divot on the side of Italy.
Thunderous from Anders Mol. His approach is one of my favorite approaches in the whole game. Just sort of jogs in, speeds up, explodes, bounces that one into the stands.
Paolo Nicolai's turn. And Paolo Nicolai high off the hands of Anders Mol.
Brilliant. That's the swing that earned them a 3-setter with Sweden. That's the swing that's earning them a 3-setter with Norway. When he does that, he is a difficult man to stop.
Who is going to crack first? It's been side-out volleyball in this third set. Christian Sorum. Oh, my! Christian Sorum with plenty of gas left in the tank. Pushing Nicolai deep. Quick set, nice coverage from Cottafava. What can he do in turn? And he goes down the line for the kill. Huge momentum play for Italy.
I've been saying it since Nicolai played with Daniele Lupo. I think Italy as a whole is the best covering federation in the world. That cover saves the point, saves them the tie. 12-12, so different from 13-11.
Nice serve from Cottafava. Off the hands, chance here for Italy, and they take it. What a play from Italy. Cottafava controlling that pass, perfectly putting his partner up.
Soft block setting is such a difficult skill, and Cottafava lobs it up with the perfect location, perfect tempo for his partner to put away. And now Italy retakes the lead. And just as we were at the end of that first set, this match is trending in the direction of Italy with the best server on the court at the line.
Cottafava opting for the float serve. Continuing to stay on Mol. Mol looking line and hammering angle.
Excellent swing from Anders. Love the fearlessness to go right back to that angle swing. He was stopped on it on the play prior. Goes right back to the ball. Knows he's still one of the best offensive players on the planet. 13-13.
And a surprise serve Cottafava's way. And calm as can be. Hasn't seen a serve in about 10 points. Samuel Cottafava.
The poise of this young man is just tremendous. The only time Nicolai and Cottafava beat Anders and Christian came 15-13 in the third set. They have the opportunity to do the exact same here in Gstaad.
Here's Anders Mol. No question about that swing. Up the middle, pounding it goes Mol.
Not just yet. Into extra points we go. No surprise after those first two sets went 22-20. Both 14-14. What a treat we have here in Gstaad.
Jump serve from Mol doesn't quite clear the net there, so a break for Italy.
I think it's an okay miss as a concept, but I think the miss in that situation's got to be long. You got to make them think about playing it, and now Cottafava has an opportunity to win the match, to win the bronze medal, to win his first bronze cowbell.
Anders Mol from the right side. It's deja vu. Deep heater for Anders Mol.
T. Straight over the top goes Anders Mol. This high, deep seam is unstoppable. I don't care what blocker you are. No one's stopping that.
Unreal stuff. Head way above the net. We're in the clouds up here in the Swiss Alps. Anders Mol's up in the clouds as well. And I believe we have a timeout on the court from Italy. We're all tied up 15 apiece. And I like the timeout. Kind of break the rhythm right now because it's just been side out after side out after side out. And Mol is doing so well at maintaining that high level.
What I'd like to see from both teams is a mix-up in depths of serving. Haven't seen a short serve in a while. I think a short middle would do very well because both teams have been going back and forth. It's been Cottafava and Nicolai, and Cottafava and Nicolai. It's been going back and forth between Anders and Christian. I think a short middle could produce miscommunication. You're going to disrupt the flow of the offense. You're going to give yourself an opportunity to make a play.
Yes, I'm wondering when Italy will chip a ball over to Christian Sorum. Mol's been a side-out beast here late in this third set. What an energy, what an environment here on Stadium Court in Gstaad. Nothing finer. 15 all. And back-to-back missed serves from the Volley Vikings.
I'll give him credit. He was trying the short middle.
He heard you. He heard you. Well, Nicolai. Another match point. Christian Sorum, the sharp angle is dug. Cottafava trying to win this match. What a pickup from Anders Mol. Are you kidding me?
What a gritty play from Anders Mol. Almost every other player in the world, this shot goes down. A fantastic shot from Sam Cottafava for the match. And then the change of direction and reach with the knuckle from Anders. Incredible play, and then Sorum so smart to take the option with the defense not yet set up.
I thought that ball was going down, Travis.
I thought it was down. You have to wonder now, can Norway sustain the momentum? A play like that can change things so fast.
Good pass from Cottafava. He has been so good, and oh my, off the block. At first I thought it just hit the net. That is off the block of Anders Mol. Oh my.
A wry smile from Cottafava, knowing he got away with one right there. Good break for Italy. Will Cottafava go for that angle-to-angle serve that has been so dangerous today?
Well, he goes to the line and just puts a little too much on that one and sails.
The teams are stretching now. They're pushing the perimeters of their abilities. They're trying different serves because it has been a side-out battle. It's been Anders versus Italy, Sorum versus Italy. No one earning either way.
Let's serve down the middle. Paolo Nicolai. Another high ripper. It's just too good. Can't be stopped.
All four players right now entering a plane that we saw just last night in the semifinals between Anders and Christian and George and Andre, where we saw 16 straight balls sided out. Neither team breaking at all.
What do you have to do to just find that transition, that defensive point? Can Italy do it here? 18-17. They need just one. Good dig from Cottafava. That ball, though, over the net. Paolo Nicolai not able to touch it.
What a good chance that was for Italy. Cottafava putting himself in the perfect position. But here's where this Christian Sorum sort of float serve spatch contact, it's so difficult to control.
Yeah, if that's a little topspin on there, it's probably handled better from Cottafava. 18 all, we continue to trade blows. And the triple ace. Something had to give. And Anders Mol gets rewarded for not jump serving, Travis.
Good break for Norway, but a break earned because Anders kept the match alive at 16-16 anyway. Match point now, bronze medal point for Norway.
Another float serve, and that one goes long. So a couple missed serve. That's the third missed serve here from Norway in the last 5 points.
Anders frustrated. To his credit, at least he put it long, made Cottafava think about it.
Christian Sorum down the line with authority. Cottafava just a second late to that one.
Stone cold ice in the veins from Christian Sorum. Just a tremendous swing down the line. And that's going to bring us to match point, bronze medal point number 2 for Norway.
Short serve. Unreal. Just so smart, so poised. Samuel Cottafava chipping it, sharp line.
I love everything about that serve from Norway. You put Cottafava down, you take away his vision for a bit, you take away all of his power. Doesn't need all of it. Crispy little line roll.
We will switch sides again. It's 20 all. Got to win by 2. Nice middle serve. And Cottafava getting tattooed off the chest there with that swing from Mole.
Love that short middle serve. Gets Sorum backpedaling to set that, but Anders Mole just too good. Kyle, friend, I think Norway wins it right here.
Is this the one right here?
I think this is the one. It's just too poetic to have 3 straight 22-20s.
Another match point for Norway, the short serve. Jump sets a little inside. The confusion on the side of Italy creates confusion on the side of Norway, and it's open net swing for Cottafava.
Hey, if Italy doesn't know what they're doing, neither does Norway. Cottafava, big step close into the middle. Double up into the line. No man's land for Anders. Excellent from Italy.
Cottafava tossing up a heater. Perfectly controlled from Christian Sorum, and Sorum gets dragged inside and just goes with it.
I love the footwork from Christian Sorum. Watch this stutter step, step close, gets his feet to the ball, gets that full hand contact. It's fantastic.
Another match point here for Norway. Tight pass. Tempo, unbelievable set from Paolo Nicolai to keep the speed there.
Just mwah. With a kiss from Nicolai. Just a phenomenal set. That big arm from Cottafava. What a match, Kyle.
I mean, you can't get any better high-level side-out volleyball than we're seeing right now. 22 all. What a jump serve from Nicolai. I like it. Line swing. Too much line there for Anders Mole. They'll switch sides.
I have no answer for what either team needs to do to score right now. They have tried everything. They've tried the short. They've tried the deep. They've tried the jump serves. The only break point we've seen in the last 10 minutes was a triple ace. That's what you got to do to earn a point right now. Both teams playing at the top of their game. Phenomenal beach volleyball here in Gstaad.
And Mole wants to toss up the jump serve. Oh, and he doesn't hit it great. A little behind his head, and that one sails long. The crowd oohing and awing.
Now the question is, what serve will Cottafava go with? He has so many different options. His angle-to-angle down Anders' line has been effective today. So I'm sort of baiting him into the line.
A little hybrid here from Cottafava. Sorum to maintain the advantage. Back to the old faithful 7th shade of line there.
How much pleasure do you think Sorum gets out of just dangling that carrot just out of reach from Big Nicolai?
It's just so impressive, the touch. You got to put that ball out of reach just enough between both players. That's exactly what Sorum does. They earn themselves another match point. Deep float. Oh, Cottafava, just deja vu back towards the line.
This makes it look so casual, doesn't he? Just out here for a Sunday stroll in Gstaad, and oh yeah, I'm going to side out for my 957th straight ball against the greatest defensive team ever.
Unbelievable. Finding the sand, 24 all, back and forth. Perfect pass. And up the seam goes Christian Sorum. So we continue to play.
Sorum just so steady. And again, that slimy seam ball. He keeps catching Paolo Nicolai with that left hand on the way up. And this is a situation where I think Anders is going to cut one loose.
Deep float serve. Attacking Cottafava. Cottafava. Quick swing down the line, catching Mole, moving into that line a little bit late.
What's the longest third set you've ever seen, Kyle?
Oh, man, that's a good question. Maybe a 32-30?
And three. Wow. This might 25-25. The third set going longer than both sets 1 and 2. These fans don't want it to end. I don't want it to end. My voice at some point is going to want it to end.
Footfall there from Samuele Cottafava. Haven't seen one all match long, and that might be a momentum killer.
Good call from the lines judge on the foot fault. Italy has given Norway no answers.
Ball dropping. Now Nicolai off the hands. Opportunity here. Another free ball for Italy. And Samuele takes matters into his own hands there with the option.
And that's one of the first opportunities we've seen for the defense since Cottafava had that drop shot for the match at 16-15. That's the first time that either defender has even been involved on the defensive end.
Good little rally here, scrappy play. You thought Norway might have had a chance. And 26-all here in the third. Just remind fans, this is not the first or second set. Those are over. This is the third and final set. We played a 15 normally, but rare occasions we get a little extra volleyball. Norway, though, taking time out, trying to just catch the breath, break up the rhythm in the time because no one is cracking right now.
Do you think if we get to 30-30, both teams should be given another timeout?
I think that could be a good idea.
This is amazing beach volleyball, and this is one of those matches where, yes, if you lose, you're going to be devastated in the moment, and you're going to look back and think, that was one of the best matches I've ever played.
I mean, it's the percentage of the side out here has to be above 80 for both teams and how efficient they are playing, and the pressure you feel late in these games cannot be understated. 26-all. Nice scoop. And overpass, hammer down from Anders Mole. Good sportsmanship there as Paolo Nicolai was hoping for an overcall.
And it's worth asking for. You're looking for any type of break, and Anders does such a nice job hanging that hand up, not over the net. If I'm Norway now, I'm giving Nicolai every single ball for the rest of this match because at this point you have to hope for an error. And Nicolai is the more likely culprit of an error.
They do not listen. They go to Cottafava. And look at this play. There is a net violation. Anders Mole playing defense, but it's a net from Samuele Cottafava. Just a change up there from Norway. They earn